Thank you, Sheriff. And actually, we've got some good news that you might not have heard about. The President has worked it so that CDC will be extending the eviction moratorium for an additional 60 days. So we'll get the final guidelines on that. And I'm so glad that we're making this happen. Listen, folks, I was in D.C. last week and ended the week working on this bill. And as somebody who was one of the original co-sponsors of this bill, I lead, I'm the vice chair of a subcommittee that oversees housing, and I was there till the bitter end when literally at 6:30 they called off votes. I took the last plane out of Dodge at 10 p.m. when some of the members weren't even there because I was so committed to making sure that I was on the ground and there should we be able to take a vote. We tried to pass it with unanimous consent, but we were blocked by the Republicans, so we weren't able to get the bill to the floor. In the meantime, as the regional whip for this area, I was whipping votes across our caucus to get people to support a bill. Because the last thing we should be doing during a pandemic, which of course Representative Forbes talked about, it's still going on, is to kick people out on the street. So I want to do everything we possibly can to keep a good roof over people's heads. And I was so excited to see President Biden, whose heart really is always in the right place for the people in this country, extend that today. So that guidance will be coming out.
If you want to give any more details, from Margaret of Urbandale, about extending the eviction moratorium and what other steps are in the works to address an impending influx of persons experiencing homelessness in our communities.
And thank you for caring about those folks that are homeless in our communities. We need more people to step up and do so. I'm so glad to see the President extend this moratorium. It was a tough day Friday. To know that we had so many colleagues that didn't think that it was important to keep a roof over people's heads during a pandemic. Let me tell you what we can do. The state of Iowa is sitting on millions of dollars of money that they need to get out the door to support those renters so they can actually pay those landlords, but they're not getting it done. Polk County got it done. City of Des Moines is able to do it. So it's not an issue of the process. And as a matter of fact, we had a hearing on this in Committee on Financial Services around housing, and I asked Secretary Fudge, what's the deal? And she is in complete agreement, because this is true, that it has nothing to do with a process. It absolutely has to do with the will of wanting to make this happen. If Polk County and the City of Des Moines, our largest populated center in the state, that has the most need for affordable housing, can actually get their money out the door, then guess what? The state of Iowa can get that money out the door if our governor wants to get that money out the door. We can keep people working overnight to get that money out the door instead of sitting on it like she's done with so much of the COVID funding that we've seen sent to our state, or returning it like she did with our education funding that our teachers and our as we go into another fall season where we're expecting to see a hit high in October of cases of a variant that nobody knows really the impact. So she sent money back that we drastically needed for reopening schools that we could have used. So I would tell everybody, go up to the State House, tell the governor to do her job and get that money out the door so that our renters can pay those landlords and we wouldn't be having this problem.